Thank you guys. Last time I was applauded for was my high school graduation. Who here went to a job interview in the past couple of months? Nobody? You guys nervous? Were you nervous back there? A little bit? Now you know how I feel. A little bit about myself. My name is Chong Sew. I live right here in New York City. I was introduced to this opportunity just not this past September, but the September before. A little bit about me. I'm just going to keep it real with you guys as well from New York here. I'm a hustler, right? I run a consulting firm out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. I employ 3 offshore resources from India. Okay? The reason I mention that is that you want to know why people's jobs are leaving this country, and we need to find that plan B, is because one offshore Indian resource, I only have to pay him $11,000 US a year. Wow. A kid coming out of college, I have to pay him $60,000 a year. A little joke for you, it's pretty much legal child labor, guys. Okay. About a few years back, my friend started up a frozen yogurt business in California. In 2014, we're actually about to franchise it in 3 different locations. About a year ago, I bought a resort in the Dominican Republic, so if you guys ever want a cheap vacation, I also do credit card processing. So if you do business, you guys got a business and you take a credit card, I'm your guy. And then I bought an apartment complex a year ago, and I rented it out to unfortunate families. I don't say this to brag to anyone, but I just say this because, let's face it, there's money out there, and if you ain't getting it, someone else is. So when I was introduced to this opportunity, one of my clients at the firm said, I need you to check this out. I'm like, what is this? She's like, I can't share it with you. I can't tell you about it, I just gotta share it with you. So that day at lunch, just because she was my client and she gave me her business, I gave her 10 minutes of my time. So she took me to Panera Bread and she introduced me to this 300-pound Guido bodybuilder. I'm wearing a suit and this guy just came out of the gym. He's wearing a white beater and a baseball bat. The first thing I said to myself, what's this guy going to teach me about making money? In just about 10 minutes, this gentleman, who's now the top 20 money earner, 19 money earner in the whole company, showed me a way to get paid on tens and hundreds of thousands of people's electricity bills. We remember Hurricane Sandy a year ago. We remember those long gas lines. People were humbled and they were reminded how much they need gas and electricity. So in this business, we found a way to get paid, like I said, on tens and hundreds of thousands of bills residually. Residual income is different from linear income. The wealthiest people in the world are not doctors, they're not lawyers, right? They're not gym trainers and mechanics. The wealthiest, the richest, wealthiest people are dead. People like Tupac, Biggie, right? They make more money dead than we do alive. Michael Jackson wrote a song, I'm Bad. He's so bad, he's dead. But he still makes more money than all of us put together, right? So, I also own the income property. And the reason I say that is because most people, when they think of residual income, they want to get that apartment complex. They want that rent out a room, an apartment. They want to rely on that rent. But you know what? If you don't have any tenants, you're not getting paid. But you know who's getting paid? You know who's getting real residual income? That bank. They don't care. So in this business, we call it monthly energy income. I've been doing this business for a little bit over a year. In only 5 months, I reached top 2% of the company. Yes. I've never been top 2% of anything. Let me just say, I've never been top 2% of anything until I joined this company. But in 5 months, I was able to bring my wife home. She never has to work ever again. And when I had that conversation, I was like, babe, I don't know if we didn't speak English, the same language, right? I was like, babe, you don't have to work anymore. She's like, yes, I do. I'm like, okay, how about I stay home and you go to work? She understood that, so, right? So this business has really been life-changing for me and a lot of other people. What do we do? It's energy. We don't have to teach people how to use it. We don't have to convince people that they need it. And more importantly, we don't have to sell it to anyone. When I drove in this morning, I didn't carry kilowatts in my trunk or therms in my back seat. Right? It's a life essential service that we all habitually use and subconsciously pay for. company we work with is called Stream Energy. Stream Energy is a federally licensed public utility company. We have a license by the federal government to sell a commodity in 6 different states, including Washington, D.C. And Ignite is just a marketing line. Right? I have to take a pause here and just talk to you about this lovely building. Right? So our corporate headquarters is called the Dallas Info Mart. It's actually a historical landmark in Dallas, Texas. But about the company itself, we were founded in 2005 in Dallas, Texas, and we've done over $5 billion in total revenue in only 8 years. Okay?
Wow.
It took Apple 18 years to do $1 billion. We are the largest direct selling energy company in the world because we do one thing, and one thing only. We help people save money on their gas and electricity bills for free. It's not lotions, not potions, not vitamins, no bank services, no vacations, no lawyer service, none of that. Right? It's one simple thing. And because we do that one simple thing so well, we've become the world's best. We have won multiple awards for customer service and product innovation with an A- rating with the Better Business Bureau. Okay?
Yes.
America doesn't even have that. Right? So having said that, I also want to point out that I live on the top floor of this black building, but you don't need to know that. This is a slide that gets me excited, because on every single one of these blue states, and many other people in this room, and potentially you, get paid every single month when people pay their gas and electricity bills. Twitter, fraternities, Facebook, job applications, etc. The word of mouth. The company started off in Texas in 2005. Moved to Georgia in 2008 with a natural gas company. So after the company did its first $1 billion, they decided to do a national expansion. Can anyone tell me where they decided to go? Paulie? The Northeast. You know why? That's where most people are. Started off in Pennsylvania, 2010. We just went out to Western Pennsylvania just 9 months ago. Maryland in 2011. Washington, D.C. 11 months ago. New Jersey, 2011. Upstate New York, December 2012. And then the 5 boroughs, including Westchester County, opened up on June 22nd. Okay? But the thing that gets me excited today is because a year from today, 2 years from today, 5 years from today, more and more of these great states are going to turn blue. And as they turn blue, many of us will continue to get paid when people pay their gas and electricity bills in those states, guys. It's remarkable. Okay? Regulation. Most people here have Con Ed, that grid, right? Well, most people don't realize is that when you get your electricity bill or your gas bill from Con Ed or that grid, most people, they just pay it. Send it off, they write their check and they go send it off, right? Well, not many people realize if you were to turn your bill over to the back or go to page 3, you're actually going to see 3 separate charges on your bill. Con Ed, that grid makes money on the generation. Right? Con Ed, that grid makes money on the delivery. These companies, guys, they don't make electricity, they don't make gas, they're just a glorified post office, glorified UPS FedEx. They just deliver. So what they're doing, they're recovering companies down in Texas, and they're buying power and gas for 5 cents. But those capitalists, they're selling back to you at 10 cents, making a profit on the sales, making a profit on the delivery, and on the generation. The New York State legislature came in and said, that's a monopoly. You guys can't do that anymore. So they said, Con Ed, that grid, you're no longer allowed to make money on the sales part of the bill. So polling, if Con Ed buys power for you at 5 cents, they have to sell it back to you at 5 cents. They can only make money on the delivery and the generation. And that gives people like you and I, the consumer, people who pay gas and electricity bill, the power to choose, the power to shop around with deregulation. We just simply put ourselves in the equation. So the bill still comes from Con Ed, that grid. You still pay Con Ed, that grid. The account number stays exactly the same. The only thing that changes, we just pay less on our gas and electricity bills. Got it? Right? I'm an 80s baby. To some people that makes me old. But I remember growing up, when I wanted to call New York, New Jersey, California, China, Brazil, my parents always made me wait till after 10 o'clock. Because that was the cheapest, right? Well, Bush and Reagan came in during the 80s and they said, Bell Atlantic, You guys are a monopoly. So companies like Sprint, Verizon, right, all opened up, and now we can all call everyone for 9 cents, right? I know because I get those calls every day from my family, right? But what's cool about that is that as a product of deregulation of the long distance industry, 30, 40 years later, everyone in this room has an iPhone or an Android with Sprint, Verizon, right? T-Mobile, AT&T. Go back 50, 60 years. When I wanted to fly from New York to California or New York to Beijing, I could only fly Pan Am Air, right? The government came in, deregulated the airline industry, and look at it now. I can go from Miami, Fort Lauderdale to JFK for 99 bucks on Spirit, JetBlue, Southwest, right? Because the government deregulated that industry. So guys, this is a groundbreaking opportunity. You go to places like Texas, people know what this is about. They've had it for 10 years. Okay? This is my favorite. I like to explain this one. So, most people here, they live in New York City every single day. There's electricity companies. They pay millions and millions of dollars. And they're hiring people with clipboards to go knock on your door, knock on your friend's door, your family's door. And they're saying, give me an electricity bill. Right? There's other companies out there. They're spending millions and millions of dollars. And they're hiring people to call you up, saying, give me your electricity bill. Well, let's face it, this is New York. Anyone that knocks on my door and says, give me your electricity bill, it's a door to the base. Right? Anyone here watch football, NFL? The Houston Texans play in Reliant Energy Stadium. The Cleveland Browns, they play in First Energy Stadium, right? Those two energy companies pay those two football teams millions of dollars. And you're going to do that for the next 30 years, hoping that you watch Monday Night Football, right? Watch the Super Bowl. See Reliant Energy Stadium and go switch your electricity company. When the Kansas City Chiefs played the Denver Broncos in Denver, in Papa John's Stadium, every time I saw a commercial, I saw a Papa John's commercial, I almost wanted to buy a Papa John's pie, right? Let's face it, no one's going to switch to an electricity company because they see an electricity commercial, right? So this form of advertising isn't effective. It's not an iPhone. It's not a pizza. But what is working is that this company Stream, they pay no money in advertising, no money in marketing. They just pay us for the best form of advertising, word of mouth. And all we have to do is help our friends and family save money on their gas and electricity bill for free. The company makes money, and then that company pays us millions and millions of dollars. Okay? The business plan is simple. I like to call it a kindergarten's business plan with the CEO's paycheck. All we have to do is find 10 people. 10 people that either love us the most, owe us the most, or want us to succeed the most, and help them save money on their gas and electricity bills. My 10 people was very simple. My friends and my family, my baseball coach, my lawyer, you who didn't switch to electricity for me, my barber. And that's why I don't have my hair cut today. Okay? In down economy, we just have to teach 3 of our friends, or the sharpest and the brightest, and teach them how to help their 10 friends and family save money on their gas and electricity bill for free. Okay? That said, I'm going to bring up a very special guest because he's come all the way from Texas to come in our territory to help our friends and family save money on their gas and electricity bill. He spent 22 years in the Navy. He's been in the business for 5 years. Very sharply adjusted. Guys, please help me introduce and welcome Mr. Fred Taylor, Senior Director